who is on the left side, yuensw on the right side. So yuensw is aware of that pick, and there's that Diana. And then the Lulu, of course, the Molong was first picked by Matsu. Not a big surprise there either.
Stellar win rate on Diana, 54.8%, despite being picked so many times, showing why she has been one of the most scary units in terms of wind bruisers. And of course now Matsu, if you see that early Diana, we talked before about how you feel disrespected and you just want to bring a lot of fire, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the Kaki lock in.
Yep, there's the Kaki. I mean, he's also just used to picking that Kaki. Now it works out against that Diana. You got your trusty Fran as well. Of course, earlier we saw yuensw picking up that Lulu alongside the Diana for that sustain, and now hovering over the Abellio here.
Abellio is always going to be useful against Molong. We saw him hovering over the Shren, which would be a very crazy unit to see out of nowhere.
Okay, so yuensw now changing things up as well. I mean, Group D is continuing to deliver here. Does secure the Abellio as well. That was locked in.
So Shren is just like Kali in the sense that she's got Tectonic Shift, which ignores defense. And defense is a stat that Kaki tends to utilize fairly often. So what yuensw is planning right now is he wants to snipe the Kaki, but how can you snipe the Kaki when there's two Onimushas now?
Oh my goodness, we've got the Wind Onimusha as well, and then the Triana as well. So Matsu answers right back and has some extra insurance on his side to combat what yuensw is bringing. yuensw still one pick left to try to round out his choices.
Of course, now coming out with the Fuki and Triana does mean that you want to be seeing some fire coming out of yuensw. Juno brings some value against Fran. Other than that, her sole role within this game will be to carry against the, just the surplus of wind on the side of Matsu.
Yep, just going for that attribute advantage. And then the Diana gets banned out, doesn't want to deal with that one on the side of yuensw. And the Molong banned out by yuensw against Matsu as well. This is game one in a best of 5. The winners finals in Group D between yuensw and Matsu.
This is where things get scary now for yuensw because there's Triana on the side of Matsu, so Shren is no longer able to do what she was looking to do in the draft. The strips coming out with the stuns look good, but she missed on 2 targets as well. Arguably the most important ones because they have the attack buff.
Yeah, the Onimushas with the attack buff still have free reign right now. You already saw that big chunk against the Juno and goes for more against the Juno right now.
Of course, Abellio's going to cut in when Juno drops below the threshold of HP. So now there is the heal being topped off, and now we're looking at Fuki for some crazy damage. But of course, Shren is going to be ruined on very tanky stats, and there's the ignore defense. Now we see yuensw playing very smart, trying to set up the multi-hit to kill Kaki through Triana.
Yep, the setup is there, just trying to bring him low as possible.
And now Triana cuts in with the heal, but it seems like Kaki is still relatively low, looking very scary, especially once Juno starts piling more damage with Shren.
Yep, there's more damage onto the Kaki. The Shren also bringing down the Kaki very low, but the heal now available from the Fran.
The heal definitely coming in clutch for Matsu, buying him the time he needs. And because Fran procs, he's got skill 2 again. Crazy damage from Kaki once he lands the armor break.
Yeah, this Shren not looking very good. And then another turn secured by the Triana that will finish off the kill against the Shren. Now 4 monsters to 3 advantage for Matsu.
Now, at this point, Juno is going to really struggle with taking out Kaki because Triana's going to have the passive up already, and Fran, because she procced earlier, she's got skill 2 available, and it's going to heal the Kaki for such huge amounts.
Oh, that is massive. The Kaki already right back up to 80 and now up to 90% of health. So Kaki looking very, very healthy, and things are starting to look a little dicey for yuensw.
Abellio definitely got a huge proc there, buying time, keeping himself alive. But now the question is, Juno's getting stronger as the timer goes on, but so are the Onimushas.
Yeah, the Onimushas, I mean, there's 2 of them you have to deal with right now. Juno doing a lot of damage, but it's not looking like it's going to be enough. Another heal, and of course the buffs coming out across the board from the Fran here for Matsu.
Blade Slaughter into another chop, and that is Juno down.
And that should be the game right there. I mean, you're not seeing any damage coming out of yuensw right now. Maybe he's going to see if he can try to sustain through some of this, but with 2 Onimushas on the board, I don't know if that's going to be enough.
Definitely not enough, Chobra. I really don't like the Abelio picks coming out today. That is going to do a lot of damage, but really, this game is already over. I feel like the Abelio was there to counter Molong, but the Molong wasn't even there, so Matsu takes the win.
Takes that win in game 1, and he's now leading 1-0 in this best of 5. And Peter, I mean, we're seeing a lot of this kind of draft back and forth, but sometimes we're seeing these players maybe double down a little too much on what they want to take out of the game, what they want to counter, and then they kind of leave themselves with an empty hand, and the Abelio not providing any value in that game 1 for Seru.
Right, so that's where the anti-synergy was. Juno and Abelio coming out. So all of a sudden, because Juno was there, the Molong was looking a little bit scary. But once you ban Molong, your Abelio loses his purpose.
Yeah, and there you just have another monster, right? It's just another body on the board. So we'll see if Oseru can correctly identify that and see how he can play maybe a bit more patiently around this draft. Maybe reacting a bit too much turn by turn as you're going through these picks. We're waiting for the pre-bans right now. Previously, we had Sierra and Yunhong being pre-banned out. We'll see what's available this time around. And of course, as a reminder, Sky Surfer and Robo not active just yet here in the preliminaries. It's going to be Molong and then Fran being pre-banned out.
Definitely, Matsu is putting so much respect on Molong. The second he gets a match where he cannot first pick Molong, he's like, you know what? I'm just going to pre-ban it because I really don't want my opponent to take it.
Yeah, I mean, Molong has been proving quite valuable today here in Group D, and just in general, always at least has that reliable assault, a reckless assault rather, the nuke coming out. Sierra was the first pick for Oseru, of course available this time in Game 2, and then the Cardinal Lulu sturdy combo for Matsu.
Cardinal Lulu, we are no strangers to that combo. And of course now Oseru looking to pile some more damage with the Kaki. And we see Escher returning. And Escher's a unit that is basically a battery for the first turn, grabbing the attack bar boost for the whole team.
So Escher secured for Oseru alongside that Kaki. See how Matsu responds here. Of course, you always have to consider that Sierra as well. It was pre-banned in Game 1. Already secured. The Yunhong, no big surprise, always waits, but still able to pick it up. And then the Masha coming out here for Matsu.
Definitely Masha is a unit that we haven't seen too much of. When we do see the Masha, it is usually paired with the Ragdoll because they have a fantastic synergy within their passives. But Matsu, he does not have Ragdoll, so he is relying on the Masha as pure damage output, as we see now the Chongpeng and Chi-Wu follow-up.
Okay, Chongpeng and Chi-Wu, that's the first time we're seeing them today here in Group D. We have seen them frequently in the other groups of the APAC preliminaries so far. One pick remaining for Matsu. How does he respond?
Oh, how he responds is definitely a very strong one. Rika into a field of no immunity, no cleanse whatsoever, but we see that Oseru is not feeling scared of the Rika. You can't help but wonder, will he try to one-shot Rika with the Sierra Bomb and Kaki? But another thing to consider is that Matsu has a Yunhong resistance leader.
Oh man, that's a lot to really look out for. I mean, if I've learned one thing, Peter, the Rika is very scary, so I hope that Oseru is able to answer back and take that monster out right away.
And there's so much healing, right? We see Lulu, you know that if you can't take out a unit in the first turn, Lulu strikes back. We see the priority coming out onto the Yunhong, taking her out first.
Okay, yeah, gets the bomb and the pop as well, and the Yunhong is deleted. Now only 3 monsters left, but still quite a bit of scariness here on the side of Matsu.
Huge damage from the Masha, and she absorbed the attack bar, so she is looking to move ahead of Sierra and Chi-Wu, but the Escher is going to cut in, and now, if you let a Rika through, you get the Fire Guardian Angel.
Look at all the dots across the board right now, and then the slow as well to try to counteract some of that speed buff on the side of Oseru.
The sleep from the Chi-Wu was good, but it's not very good because Lulu is there to cleanse it off right away. And you can't forget that this Rika is basically still left uncontested.
Yeah, she's okay. She's free to do what she wants.
But she doesn't do anything just yet. So Matsu now trying to cycle into another Fire Guardian Angel. Sierra with the Fate of Destruction is going to miss, which really hurts because that could be the last, move out of Sierra before she potentially goes down.
Yeah, this is starting to look a little scary for us. Sarah wasn't able to secure that bomb.
Oh, no sleep.
Okay,
So
does
Sierra
get another chance.
goes for another chance. She landed the bomb, so it is going to do a lot of damage to Masha, and now he's going to be able to dismount it with the skill 1. So Sierra did a little more than we thought, but the problem is Masha. She's going to be having the immunity now, and the follow-up from Matsu is scary.
Yeah, the Masha should be able to get another turn here with that immunity, not able to...
Oh my god!
Okay, wait! There's
Sierra.
a bomb off to the Rika now.
Going crazy right now, getting a lot of damage onto Masha despite being wind. yuensw is looking for the turnaround. Now keep in mind that Rika does have skill 3 Fire Guardian Angel available, but Sierra is looking to take another turn, hopefully before Lulu can cleanse anything.
Oh, and this is looking suddenly very good for us. Sarah has the setups. There is that cleanse, though, so the bomb does get taken off. This time a bomb onto Lulu, and there is the skill 3.
It's Rika versus the world right now. She's got to perform with the Fire Guardian Angel going for the dots. Of course, there is Escher there for sustain. Now sitting a turn away, or 2 turns away from the heal, and that huge proc.
The Lulu able to survive, was brought down so low, but as you mentioned, Peter, huge proc into a heal and able to stay alive just a bit longer. And there's the stuns coming out for the Rika as well. Rika might just be able to do it.
Rika finally making up now with Toy 9, getting the stuns that you want to see. And when Sierra goes down, you know that is now time for Rika's showcase.
Yeah, Rika has free reign once again, finally getting all the debuffs you wanted at the right time, right place in this game 2 of this best of 5.
The skill name is Massacre, but the result is not for yuensw, because he is now about to get massacred by the true Massacre, and the dots are there.
They're back once again, and Chiwu doesn't have much time left to survive in this game. A little bit of sustain just to stay alive coming out from the Escher, but it's not enough compared to what this Rika can do. And another stun this time onto the Chew.
I mean, we are seeing a lot of back and forth. yuensw's hanging in a lot better than we would have expected, but when we see Lulu constantly healing up whatever the Escher does, it is very devastating to watch. And Rika doesn't even need to cycle. She's got skill 3 available next turn.
Yeah, and there's the Massacre again, and you know, it does some damage, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be enough. And there you go, there's the burst and the dots on top. That spells death for Escher, and Matsu takes another win, leading 2-0 in the winners finals in this best of 5 in Group D of the 8-pack preliminaries.
Matsu, he is definitely not letting us down with all the expectations he had. Coming in clean with these games, the Rika lost pick proved to be too much for yuensw to deal with. And now you can't help but wonder, yuensw, you have to find the kryptonite to Matsu. You cannot go down 3-0.
Yeah, this yuensw's digging really into his pockets to see what he can pull out. But right now, nothing has worked. Game 1, you had the Shren, you had the ability not working out. And now in Game 2, you had the Escher and still not able to make it work. Matsu just seems so well prepared. The Yunhong does get pre-manned once again alongside the Sierra. We are now in Game 3. Match point for Matsu here in the winners finals of Group D in the 8-pack preliminaries. Winner moves on to the 8-pack Cup.
And the loser moves on to tomorrow in the losers matchup. So don't forget that every player you've seen today will be returning. Once again, we are seeing an early Diana.
Okay, the early Diana again alongside the Lulu. I mean, listen, we've seen the power of a Sarah's Diana, but this early pick, you talked about it before, Peter, it just opens you up to so many counter picks.
Fran cocky. That's what Matsu's gonna do.
Of course. I mean, it's almost a go-to no matter what, but especially with the Diana there, Matsu, not much hesitation at all. Matsu probably wondering, I mean, I'm already up 2-0. I don't really have to take any risk in this draft. I can still try to replay Game 1 and see how the result differs.
Vanessa coming out with the Daphnis, a definite switch up in strategy now for yuensw. Daphnis has a lot of value he can grab. He can strip Fran skill 3, go into a defense break, get a big nuke, but that's speaking in ideal terms. So now Matsu needs to try to disrupt that combo.
Yeah, I mean, that is a lot of eggs in one basket here for yuensw, it sounds like. And now we're looking at a potential Barbara for
Oh my
Matsu.
god! Eladriel for the first time. Now, this is what I've seen last year out of Group D, and Matsu is bringing it back. Eladriel is there as a counter to Daphnis, making sure that even if a unit gets taken out, he can just revive it right back, which is why Matsu smartly bans out Diana. It seems like the only carry on the side of Oseru will be mainly Daphnis and Tyrannus. The question is, does he have what it takes against Barbara Eladriel?
Yeah, that's a lot to battle through. Oseru, he needs to make this happen. He is down 0-2. Match point for Matsu. If Matsu wins this, he moves on to the APAC Cup right away.
Very fast Barbara, giving that attack bar. The setup for Molong, reckless assault for 22,000. And of course, the Fran with the follow-up is going to get the kill. Now Tyrannus has to bring back thank you, Vanessa.
Yeah, the Vanessa, of course, having been taken out, so the Tyrannus has to bring her back and then try to have that passive available for someone else. So there you go, there is the revive.
The revive onto the Vanessa, and of course now Tyrannus with the defense buff is looking real scary with the skill 2, and he saves it instead because he wants to be going for the killing angle. But the problem is, even if you do, there's an Eladriel.
Oh man, there's so many layers that you have to consider for Oseru right now, and none of them really seem that ideal.
It seems like Oseru's just not even trying, you know. The Daphnis skill 3 is the main spotlight of Oseru's team comp, but the second Eladriel came out, it feels like Oseru just doesn't know how to work around it anymore.
Yeah, Oseru really seems like he's fine to have to figure out how to play through this composition, but he's not really finding the right answers, the right windows, the right opportunities right now, and now the damage continues to pile up against this Vanessa once again.
You know, Chobra, I've never seen such a strong counter pick before. Just one unit in there, and it completely shuts out the purpose of Oseru's team comp, which is the Eladriel with the full team revive whenever he pleases. Now, the Barbara with the damage takes out Vanessa.
Vanessa down once again, so that passive not available. The Hellfire does come out against the Fran, and that will be the death. But of course, the Eladriel's still there, so we'll see. Matsu, what is his choice?
He can revive. He can heal. He's got so many options. And look at that. Fran back at full HP. Molong looking for the Dragon Stance. Doesn't get much control done. But the Daphnis trying to get some work done.
Okay, a little bit more damage across the board. I do like that the Fran's returned now for Matsu. Of course, Fran able to add more sustain as well. So just going for a bit more of this play and trying to go for that buff, I'm sure, as well, to try to finish off this game number 3. Matsu sitting at match point right now.
This is where things get scary after Barbara gets dismounted, because now you have the Fairy's Blessing, the attack buff, and you get the extra attack power from the Barbara getting dismounted. The skill 1 may one-shot.
Oh, very, very close. Very, very close. And the Daphnis does go down to the Molong. And right now, I mean, Oseru's surely just waiting to try to see if he can bring someone back. Oh, he does get that chance. No, he's going to go for the finish off against the Barbara first.
We are seeing so much revivers on both sides. Tyrannus looking to bring back potentially the Daphnis, where Eladriel looking to get skill 3 off. He is sitting 3 turns away.
Yeah, we're just waiting here for Oseru, trying to decide what his choice will be.
Daphnis is a great way to get some advantage back because he's got Hellfire, and Vanessa is more like the safer option, but I don't really like the safer one.
Yeah, it doesn't look that safe anymore, which just goes down right away, Peter, and this is not looking like it's worked out. Tyrannus already gets proc of his passive as well, so Oseru really sitting at the edge of the cliff right here.
And then Eladriel is sitting there as the final boss, looking at him like, hey, how are you gonna kill me? You know that even if you kill my Fran, even if you kill Molong, I can bring them back with a single skill.
Yeah, I mean, Eladriel's just waiting, right? Eladriel's just waiting for the game to get to a point where he needs to take action once again. Just sitting there calm and collected, and the Tyrannus goes down a well, and poor Oseru doesn't have an answer, and that is a 3-0 sweep for Matsu as he moves on to the APAC Cup from Group D of the APAC preliminaries.
Matsu, such a strong showing, the first time